Join an online learning community for creators with over 17,000 classes. Be one of the first 500 people to click the link in the description to get a 2-month premium membership for free.
Jordan's messages.
I can't lie to you guys, okay? Last week's messages, I just changed my shirt and now we're recording this messages. It's the same day.
Wow.
I have to admit, I cannot lie to these people. Okay? But the advice will be better than ever. Let's get to the messages. Josh says that this question is good. And then he started chuckling to himself. Dear Jordan and Josh, I need your advice. So I met this guy who I instantly fell for, but he didn't want anything serious. So little old me decided that was totally fine and that I too was only looking for something casual, as long as it was with him. So we went out and had some physical relations. Anyways, after the first hang sesh, who talks like this? He then drops me home and texts me that he doesn't want to continue with it. I don't understand what changed. Suddenly, I wasn't for it. This person is having such a common tale happen to them that happens to every person out there that lives out in the world. Josh, okay? In the world. They have these physical relationships, okay? The next day, this guy texts them and says, sorry, not sorry, never seeing you again. And you're surprised.
This person's lucky they even got a text.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy is at least courteous enough to tell you he's never going to talk to you again. Let's continue. It's been about a month since the events took place, and I'm still super hung up on him. I just keep thinking that maybe there is something I could do to change his mind. Just pushing. Look, all right, there's nothing you can do. I've already answered this question. You have learned a valuable lesson to not do this kind of stuff and expect any result differently than most people get out there that do this kind of stuff, okay?
It's Tinder all over.
It's Tinder all over again, okay? I don't want to have another Tinder talk, Josh. I don't want to have another Tinder talk.
Look, as serious as you were about last week's messages, you're going to be even more serious.
Oh my word. I like how official this is. I have my piece of paper here reading it that Josh has perfectly printed out. And Josh is in the back staring at the computer screen where he also has the questions and he's analyzing them as I'm reading them. We're really trying to give you the best advice. Hi Jordan, I'm a year-round nanny for a family where the mother is an accountant and the father a state trooper. Most of the year I watch the kids after school and occasionally on the weekend. During tax season, I work 24/7 for these people. Things were great when I first started the job. The couple is really nice, only about 12 years older than me, and I formed a great relationship with the whole family. During tax season, the mother left for work super early in the morning, like 4 a.m., and returned after the kids were in bed. I tended to run into the father in the evenings before she got home. So after almost a month of periods where I'd been in the house alone with the dad, things started to get weird. Josh, why on messages? He would put his arm around me to reach something on the other side of the table. When I would be washing dishes, he'd come and stand very close beside/behind me, sometimes gently tucking my hair behind my ear. Dude, I hate this guy. I hate this man. He complimented my looks often and once got me flowers that were just from him. For no apparent reason, I started to respect my personal space less and less. At first, I was kind of flattered. He is handsome and not much older than me, but I love the kids and their mom too much, far too much, Josh, to have returned any favors. Plus, I have self-respect. I never told anyone about the incident since I didn't really feel threatened, just weirded out. I didn't want to hurt the mother or jeopardize my job. They pay me super well. Since the end of tax season, I've only run into the dad a few times. The couple is planning on me helping around the clock again, and I'm a bit worried. He texted me the other day to say that he misses seeing me. I really need this job, but I'm afraid how things might be this coming January. Is it all worth it? Okay. Short answer, no, it's not worth it. Long answer, this is exactly what you need to do. You need to, this man is 12 years older than her. Is that what I think that's what I've read, okay? As soon as these people do start doing this weird, I'm reaching behind you stuff to get, and this is somebody who's
touching the ear.
Yeah, and this person is paying you, okay? This is horribly gone off the rails, okay? And it's this guy's fault. you need to go to the wife, never speak to this guy again, and say, look, it's a hard situation, Josh, because this is going to completely rip this family apart, most likely, okay? I hate to say it. This may, Josh, be the most serious message we have, other than that girl who was maybe going to die a long time ago, but other than that, this is the most serious message that we have ever received. This might rip this family to shreds, and I'm not kidding you, Josh. You need to go to this mom, and you need to say, look, he bought me flowers. He touched my ear. He stands behind me, very close. He does these things.
She's just gonna say, oh, what? You're making a big deal about nothing. That's what's gonna happen.
You think so?
She's gonna get gaslit.
What?
Gaslighted.
Gaslighted.
Gaslit.
What does that mean?
It's where, like, something is going on, and then you say, hey, this is happening, and then someone tells you, no, that's not happening, but it is happening.
Oh, okay. So this mother is living in denial. Okay, look, if that happens and the mom is living in denial, okay, she's probably doing the same thing with other people. So you just need to piece out of there. Get it? I don't care how much they're paying you. They could be paying you $1 million. Is it worth it? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is it worth it? And the answer is no. Okay, it goes back to my short answer, but you guys always want the long answer. If I just said get away from them, you'd be upset at me. So the long answer, just get away from these people. Okay, this isn't right. Guys, if you're interested in learning a new skill, you have to check out our friends at SKILLSHARE. If you haven't heard of SKILLSHARE, they give you unlimited access to classes that help you learn to be able to do the creative projects you've always wanted to do. It's an online learning community with thousands of classes in all kinds of trades. They've got classes on video creation, writing, photography, pretty much anything you can think of. If you want to learn how to photograph weddings for a job, they have that on there. If you want to learn about the fundamentals of storytelling, they also have that too. And if you want to learn how to build a really effective Etsy store, they have a class on that too. One cool class on there is called DIY cinematography, and it shows you how to make your video look like a movie. If you've ever wondered what it takes to make a movie look like a movie, you've got to check it out. Whatever creative projects you want to work on, SKILLSHARE has a class for it. When you get to the premium membership, it gives you unlimited access to classes from experts working in their fields. SKILLSHARE will help you improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. The best part is that SKILLSHARE is way more affordable than those other learning platforms. It's less than $10 a month for the annual subscription. But if you are one of the first 500 people to click the link down in the description below, you are going to receive 2 months of the premium membership for free. Please go do this. You will not regret it. The link is in the description. Go click it. Dear Josh and Jordan, a little while ago, a good friend of mine asked me to go on a date with him. I was pretty hesitant because we were good friends, but I agreed to go because I felt too uncomfortable to say no. At the end of the date, he asked me if I liked him, and I told him I wasn't looking for a relationship. He begged me to give him a chance. Please, God, give me a chance. And after about 15 minutes of back and forth, I agreed to. I'm kind of a pushover. We hung out a few times after that, and he would be flirty. I think we were in the talking stage. Since I didn't want to date him, I decided to just end it even though I hate confrontation. I asked him to meet up with me for ice cream, and I started telling him that we were too different. We discussed this for about 2 hours. It's a conversation that just like literally 5 seconds, and he would not relent. He is very persistent, but he wasn't mean about it. I tried to explain how having the same values was important for the long-term, aka marriage, and I asked him if he had any deal breakers for a long-term relationship. He said that he wanted to have kids, and if he married someone, she would have to be able to have children. He then asked me if I would go get a fertility test. I was not expecting that. But he sounded like he was kidding. This guy's not kidding. I told him no, and he kind of just laughed it off. The next day, he texted me and said that he had given it a lot of thought, and he wanted the two of us to go together to get tested to see if we can have kids together. We'd only been on 2 dates, and we're not even in a relationship. I finally ended things between us, and that was about a year ago. He has a girlfriend now, and they have been dating a while, and the two of us, he and I, have started being friends again. I don't care about all the stuff that happened last year, because he and I were friends before any of that. But whenever I remember how he asked me to get a fertility test, it weirds me out and makes me uncomfortable. He's pretty normal aside from stuff like that. Do you think I should get over it and just be friends with him or not? Also, I low-key feel like his girlfriend should know that he is weird like that, but I'm not about to say anything to her. All right, look. This girl, you don't need to say anything to this girl. This girl already knows, okay? This guy has probably done the exact same thing to her. Unless he got smart and realized that that's not the smartest thing to do, because you really are his one true love and he messed that up, but you're never going back. Look, are you going to be friends with this? This is such an elaborately weird message that we have just received, but it's such a simple question at the end. Should I be friends with this guy still after he has a girlfriend? Should I be friends? It seems so insignificant to me. Look, I almost hope to make this message more interesting. I was hoping you would still be in a relationship with this guy, just to make it more interesting. But right now, you're such a nice person that the best thing you could come up with on messages to ask me is, should I still be friends with this guy who has a girlfriend? Look, okay, you should still be friends with this guy, okay? I had plenty of friends who are kind of strange, okay? Everybody has their little quirks. This guy is about fertility tests. He has this weird thing about him. He's got to know. Every friend in his life, are you fertile? Can you? Are you? He's passing out cards. Are you?
He's just hoping somebody will go take the test with him.
He just wants to know.
He figures the first person who does it must be the one.
Right. If the person is willing to do it, then they are the one. It might not be about the fertility test.
It's the fertility test.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Exactly what it is. Should you be friends with this guy? In short, yes. Look, okay. Just the lesson we all need to learn here is don't be such a pushover, okay? You had a conversation with this guy that should have taken 5 minutes at the ice cream place, and it took him. It took you 2 hours to get away from him. Okay. Have these conversations in 5 minutes and just be forceful enough to walk away. Okay, you don't need to waste your time. That is 2 hours you will never get back from the fertility man. The fertility cop. Dear Josh and Jordan, so a while ago I had my 21st birthday, and before we went downtown, we all met up at my friend Tim's house to play board games and figure out the last bit of the details. Later on, about a few days later, Tim would tell me how it made him uncomfortable that apparently my boyfriend and I were doing too much PDA. Here's the thing though, all that happened was that part of the time my boyfriend had his arm around me, or like we were holding hands under the table we were at. Oh, also, I did kiss him once for like half a second, but IDK, it was my 21st birthday. I feel like this is pretty normal and not too crazy, considering we are in college and not middle school. Also, I think this is hypocritical coming from Tim, since he does way more PDA in front of our group of friends. What friends? Whenever he has a girlfriend, to the point that everyone is actually a bit uncomfortable. Like, he'll straight up be making out and getting all up in her business. So I'm just wondering, am I actually doing too much PDA? Should I not listen to Tim? Since he's a hypocrite. Am I crazy and holding hands, arms around just too much people in college?
The best part is, I think this is pretty hypocritical coming from Tim.
From what I've heard, Tim has had many little flings going on left and right. He can't decide which way's up, which way's down. Is he going to be in this relationship, that relationship, make out with her? Look, all Tim's thinking about is you. When you're, giving a little kiss to this guy, holding his hand under the table, these innocent little things, Tim's off there and he's like...
Pretty hypocritical coming from Tim.
Tim can't believe it. All Tim is thinking about day in and day out is making out with you. Okay? He hates your boyfriend with everything in Tim's soul. He absolutely hates him, and he will never forgive him for what he has done with you. You don't need to, look, okay? There are Tims. Tim is Tim. Maybe if it makes your friends uncomfortable, maybe but if Tim is just being a complete hypocrite, it's obvious that Tim has his personal issues, all right? And we're going overboard, like you're making out in front of your friends like Tim is, then you probably need to cut back. But if it's these simple little things, all right, we're fine. All right, we're fine. Tim will be okay. He'll calm down.
Please write into the show, Tim. We'd love to
Yes,
hear from you.
Tim, we would love to hear your side of the story. do. I don't even know if I was on beat. Guys, Josh just revealed to me the most inspiring thing I have ever heard. Josh, his face was completely just, he was dead serious. I think I read over 1,000 messages today to find these questions. And I believe him. 1,000 messages today. This guy behind the camera with the computer, looking at the messages, making sure everything is running smoothly. 1,000 of your messages. That shows how many of you will never get your message answered. I don't know who to respect more right now, Josh, or the thousands of people every single day who write in begging to have their questions answered. And as soon as I answer their question, Josh, their blood pressure goes through the roof. They're like, I didn't mean for my question to get answered. They're scared to death. You're lucky that not all of you get your questions answered because it would destroy you. Don't be messy. And leave good messages.